Oh, you are a true supporter out there. Those are like 8, 9 years old. So before For King and Country, we were an independent duo by the very creative name of Joel and Luke. And we released on MySpace, we released some songs for a download, and we had a little EP that we would sell at these women conferences that we would play. And those songs were on that CD. I don't know. I'll tell you this much. Every time we do a new record, they kind of come back up. So particularly Broken Lullabies is one of those ones we keep looking back on and going, man, should we? So to be determined, it does hold a very special place in both of our hearts. But I think so much with new records, you don't want to go too far in the past. You want to sort of say something, sing a new song, so to speak. So maybe if we did a B-sides or something like that. But thank you for your support. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, this one is for Skillet. What's your name? And Chris, what's your question?
My question is on the No Sweat podcast in Stockholm, you did a banging version or an intro of Sick of It. Is that something we can expect on the new album?
I remember what you're talking about. You said a banging intro. Is that what you said? Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember why. Hold on. I remember why we. I remember why we did that. He's talking about the metal intro we did with Sick of It. Oh yeah. It's because we were going on tour with like Korn or somebody or some metal band, and I was thinking like we need to metal this thing up a little bit, you know. Because we're heavy, but we're not as heavy as some of the bands we play with, Slipknot and bands like that. So I try to like add a little something in there. So I'm not sure if we will or not. There may be tinges of that, and even a tinge of that on our newest record, on like the song Out of Hell. We'll have little bits of something that are a little more metal leaning. So we probably will have touches of that on a newer project. Did you happen to hear our deluxe version of Unleashed with Breaking Free? Breaking Free has a little bit of that. It's a little screamy and stuff. So we might pepper it in. And we get a spork. When he says spork, it just sounded so much better than spork. You know, I was thinking now it sounds like
a Star Trek character.
Yeah, he's a weird looking guy. He's got little round face with little.
That's good. Tatum, did you have a question for Skillet? Are you going to sing Invincible tonight?
All right, first of all, cute. Cute. I'm sure all the girls over here saying cute. She says adorable. Hashtag adorbs. It's weird coming from a man, isn't it? But yes, we're going to play it for you. We weren't going to, but now we are because of you. So, yeah, Luke said if you buy a shirt, but
okay, this one is for Jen.
What kind of drums do you use and recommend? Drums.
I recommend Pearl all the way. Not just because I'm endorsed by them, but because they're incredible, and I play the Pearl reference pure, and you should definitely get them too. Jen says, yeah, give me drums.
All right, this one's also for Skillet.
Hi, I'm taking our youth group on a mission trip this summer to Kenosha, which I know you guys are from that area. Is there any places or something you would recommend to do while we're there?
I've got a lot of trees that are going to need some raking. It depends on how much you want to serve. You know? Corey's from there. Tell him what to do.
Well, there's not really much to do. There's Lake Michigan, which is pretty, so you can see that. Otherwise, we eat fatty and Italian. So most Italian places are going to be awesome. And breakfast places are going to be awesome. And the fattier the better. So Frank's Diner or Coffee Pod. There's some really good burger places. Anything you can think of that might make you really fat, we do really well. Fried cheese curds with ranch, all this stuff.
This is for King and Country.
Would you ever consider writing a Christian musical?
Oh. Wait. The greatest Christian. Showman. That's right. Greatest Showman. Thank you, Corey. Like a film, a musical film. It's funny you say that because I was in Los Angeles 2 days ago, Tuesday, meeting with, we worked on a film, feature-length film called Priceless, meeting with the producer of Priceless, talking about doing a musical, maybe a Christmas musical as a feature-length film. Can't say anything more, but let's see. If you grow a beard, can you be in it? We're really on the Greatest Showman thing, aren't we? So keep an ear and an eye out. I was on another call about it today, in fact, so hopefully. There you go. I agree.
Can you prance around like Wolverine does?
John has a bit of a problem with The Greatest Showman because he feels like, Wolverine should always be Wolverine. Hey, he's got to reinvent himself.
This is what Wolverine should look like all the time.
He's got Wolverine tattooed on his leg. You good, John? You good?
I can't get my skinny jeans. The problem is I'm so old and lightheaded leaning over doing it.
Good?
First of all, what's up, guys? My question for Skillet. Your most awkward fan interaction. Whoever wants to answer, John, Jen, Corey, or Seth.
I honestly don't know where to begin. I've had to... You want to go? Oh no, you've got that.
No, yours are good. Me and Jen both got a bunch of awkward stuff. All right, I'm gonna tell this as quick as I can. Okay, as quick as I can because it's wicked funny. All right. It was. They might be here. Then make it even funny. Right.
It was me.
So,
I don't know what happened, but it was me.
a long time, about 12 years ago, we were playing, and Skill was still kind of, just beginning to kind of take off a little bit. So we would do autograph sessions after shows in the middle gymnasium or whatever. We didn't have any security and stuff, and we were getting to that point that we were thinking maybe we should begin to do that. And there was this girl that had come up in this autograph line, and she came through and she said, I was wondering if I could tell you my story. I said, sure, tell me. She said, no, I want to wait to the end. And usually that means they're going to be there for a long time, and they want to get like special time with you. But I love my fans, and I was thinking, that's okay. So I waited, and I heard her story, and her story was her mom was really sick with cancer. She lives with her grandmother, and our music really helped her, and this and the other. A few months later, we were playing, we had gotten done, we were in the gymnasium signing, there's people everywhere. And I saw her over there, and I recognized her, and she had printed a t-shirt with me and her, like from a picture that we took. I was like, I remember her, she's the one with the grandmother, and I saw this woman next to her that I assumed was her grandmother. And so I shared this story live about how my mom had passed away from cancer and things like that. And so in the middle of this gymnasium, there's been 2,000 people around. The grandmother comes up to me and she grabs me from the front. She's really short, and she was going like this. She was holding me really close, and she was like, I wish I had a son like you and what you've done for my daughter. And she's like, and you know what, your mother would be so proud. And you know what, I'm your mother now. I'm praying for you, and I'm your spiritual mother. And I was like, okay, that's nice. 6 months later, saw them again, had an even a little bit more uncomfortable situation. It was all right. 6 months later, saw them again, and I told my wife, I was like, do not leave me here with these people. And we were at an autograph session, and all the tables were across. They couldn't get back, and they wanted to wait, of course, and be last. So at the end of this thing, one by one, my band starts leaving, and I'm stuck. So I was talking to some people, and I was thinking, don't leave me, honey. And it's the only time she's ever not been faithful to me. She left me. She left me. And I thought, I'm going to sit here. And this woman, she was in her 50s at the time. I was 28 or 29. And she comes by, moves the table, and comes out and sits next to me. And she puts her hand up, and she's like, I just want you to know, I wish I had a son like you. What you do for these kids is so wonderful, so wonderful. She was pulling me all the way in, and time was standing still. I was like, we're in a church. She's old. And there must not be anything wrong with this. I don't know why she wants to kiss me. I guess it's appropriate. I don't know what to do. It's like slow motion. And finally, right before she kisses me on the lips, I was like, the freak is going on up in here. So I just barely turned, and she missed my lips, and she kissed me on the cheek instead, and then she goes, don't do that to me. Remember, I'm your mother now. Is that what you were looking for? That's a true story. That's a true story. We named her Grandma Freaky Deek. So I'd be like, they'd be on the road, shh, Grandma Freaky Deek's here tonight. Keep going. I'm like,
Wow. Okay, we're going to do one more question right here. What's your question?
I have a question for Jen. What made you decide that you wanted to kind of branch out and write your own songs?
Yeah. You rock. For any of you guys that don't know, I'm Jen. I play drums with the band Skillet, but I also just started my own side project called Ledger, which the Coopers wrote with me and Corey Cooper produced it, and I'm just super proud and super excited about it. But, yay! It was about 6 years ago, I really felt a stirring in my heart that I was meant to start writing. I saw that God's given me a platform and He's really used me to influence people with the drums. And so I thought to myself, that was you. We're all checking our phones at the same time. I felt like people are listening and I've got an opportunity here to speak and be an influence. And even though that might scare me on a lot of levels, I want to step out because I feel like this is something God is doing with me. I've already seen Him use me with the drums in a way that is so much bigger and better than I ever could have imagined for myself. I just wanted to be a hairdresser in England, and that was my entire dream. And so when I felt these things stirring, I thought, I'm going to step out and trust that God's going to use this too. The Coopers came alongside me and really helped me kind of make this dream come true. And now I get to open up the night with this new project tonight, and I hope you guys like it. Thank you guys.
Before you guys all get up, I just want to go over a couple things. We're holding the doors